Hey everyone, it's Smitha. Today I'm super excited because I'm going to be doing a video talking about lipsticks that are perfect for the alt beauty lover that you can find at the drugstore. And I love this because I feel like it's allowed me to explore a territory that I didn't even know existed. I just honestly didn't realize how many great lipstick shades that you actually can get at a super affordable price point. So let's go ahead and dive in. I don't consider this to be comprehensive at all. In fact, I would love to hear suggestions and other lipsticks that you've tried that are still available in the comments so that, we can make this somewhat of a series. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. And I am going to try doing some overhead swatches as I'm talking as well, so hopefully you'll find that helpful. If it seems like a lipstick will look better on me with a lip liner, I will try to do that as well. I have 3 lipsticks from Revlon. The first is called Black Cherry, and my understanding is that Black Cherry has actually been around for quite a while. This is a new shade to me, but it is absolutely beautiful. I had a few people tell me that it was available in the 90s. This is the super lustrous formula. I honestly really like this formula. I like how creamy it is. It just feels very comfortable on the lips, and it is buildable. So I am going to just try to show you, just a thin layer of it. You have to go in with a very light hand if you don't want it to be full opacity. So I just put on a little bit and I'm going to smooth it out with my fingertip. Okay, that's about the sheerest that I can get it, but I feel like this is quite different than wearing it at a full opacity. And then if I did want to just wear it at full pigment, I would just put one more layer. Okay, I think I would wear it at full opacity if I was going for more of a going out look, but honestly, I absolutely love kind of deep, vampy shades like these. And I would describe this shade as a deep wine red with a hint of purple. Okay, next shade we have is that same super lustrous formula. This is called Vava Violet, and it's a deep, moody purple. This one was a little bit hard to get my hands on, but I do believe you can get it at CVS and at Ulta. Just gonna try to, again, apply kind of like a thin layer just to see what that looks like, and then compare it to full opacity. Yeah, something I really do like about this formula is that you can wear it sheerly if you want and get quite a different effect. Now let's go ahead and layer it up. All right, and here is Vava Violet at full opacity. Again, I like them both. I think it just depends on the vibes that you're going for. All right, and the third and final shade that I have from Revlon is called Midnight Mystery, and I was ridiculously excited for this one. It's a deep, moody blue, and it has kind of a subtle hint of lighter blue sparkle in it. This one might be a little bit harder to wear sheerly, but let's see. And here is one thin layer. I think I actually really like that, but let's go ahead and see what it looks like at full opacity. What a cool shade. Like, it's really hard to do blue lipsticks, and the fact that you can get this shade at the drugstore, I think this might be my favorite of the 3, and I didn't expect that. And even though it does have some shimmer on the lips, you can't feel it whatsoever. It is super comfortable. All right, now I have a bunch of shades from Covergirl. Again, I didn't know that Covergirl made such unique shades of lipstick, and in a lot of different formulas. I only picked up a few, but I saw even more interesting shades. This is called Come Through, and this is one of their matte lipsticks. Here is what it looks like in the tube, and I like that you can kind of see, like, you know, what the shade is going to look like on the outer packaging as well. So this one also has a very subtle shimmer in it. Okay, and this lipstick is very hard to wear kind of more sheerly just because of its matte formula. Here is what it looks like at full opacity. It definitely feels more matte on the lips, but it doesn't feel really too drying. So I like that because I really can't stand a lipstick that's drying. This is a really beautiful shade. So if you like the one from Revlon and you are looking for more of a matte formula, I do really think that this is a great option. And the shimmer in this one really isn't too obvious. It just gives the shade a little bit more dimension. Okay, the next shade that we have is called Jam Packed, and this one is giving the vibes of Vava Violet. It's a deep moody purple, but again, the formula is totally different, so I think the appearance and the feel on the lips is going to be different. Actually, this one feels more like a satin, but not as satin as the one from Revlon. All right, here is what the shade Jam Packed looks like fully applied. I actually think that this one may be just a little bit deeper than Vava Violet as well. It also doesn't have quite as shiny of a look on the lips, but it feels very comfortable, has a satin feel. All right, the next shade we have from CoverGirl is called Mulberry. This came out last year. It is one of the newer lipstick formulas. I do appreciate the packaging because I like that you can see what the shade inside is. And this to me looks like kind of a deep kind of blood red. And again, this feels like a satin formula. Definitely glides right on. You get a lot of pigment even on the first swipe. All right, and here is what the shade Mulberry looks like. I can't help it. I really like deep vampy shades like these. All right, and the final shade that I have from CoverGirl is called Bestie Boo. And I actually tried this in a short the other day, and I had someone recommend that maybe I try this without a lip liner and just maybe like in the center of the lip. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm not sure how that's gonna go because it is pretty pigmented. I do have a little bit of a remnant of a lipstick, and that's just because I'm trying on so many shades. But actually you can wear this sheerly. So that was a good idea, at least to try it. A little bit more toned down. I would just, use a very sheer layer and kind of blend it out with your fingertips. And maybe just a tiny bit more opacity right in the center of the lip. I do have a black liner, so I can just see how adding that will go just a little bit. Someone suggested stone, but honestly, the stone liner is a little light on me. All right, and here is what the shade Come Through looks like paired with the Unearthly Villain liner, which is their black lip liner. So just a few different ways of wearing it. I feel like, you know, this is the type of shade you're either really gonna like it or probably really gonna hate it. Not a lot in between. But I gotta say, in terms of being a unique shade, I think this is a very cool shade. I also feel like this is the type of shade that would be really great as a mixing shade. In fact, I've seen people get a shade like that from MAC and use it to kind of cool down other shades. I'm just curious, you know, how it would look paired with something like a deep brown. This is MAC's Bare Maximal. I'm just gonna layer a little bit on top. Oh, that's fun. You're getting like a deep gray lipstick. I don't think I have a gray lipstick either. So here is what Bestie Boo looks like paired with a deep brown. This is MAC's Bare Maximal. All right, next we have a bright purple. This is from Kiko Milano. And honestly, I don't know much about the Kiko formula. So they have a lot of products that I like, but their lipsticks isn't one of the formulas that I've tried. This is a really cool shade. So let's go ahead and see. And this one is going on like a satin. It kind of feels a little bit like the Revlon formula, maybe not as like shiny and sleek, but honestly pleasantly surprised by this. This is the shade Smart, and it is in the Fusion lipstick formula. All right, and I have a couple more lipsticks. The first is from Milani. This is called Dahlia. They have great formulas for an affordable price point. And this one looks like it may be a little bit less alt than some of the other shades that I've tried, but let's go ahead and give it a go. All right, this is a really lovely shade, and I gotta say that even though it's called a matte formula, it feels very comfortable on the lips. Milani has a black gloss that I love. I would love if they had some more alt shades in this lipstick because this is a beautiful formula. All right, that one was a little bit hard to get off completely. The final shade that I have is from NYX, and this is in their Liquid Suede lipstick formula. I actually think they have a lot of cool shades in this line, but I decided to start off with this purple one, so let's go ahead and give it a go. All right, and I forgot to say the shade before. This is Subversive. This is a really beautiful plummy purple. I can see why they call it suede. It has kind of like a suede velvety feel on the lips. If you've tried other shades in this formula that you love, definitely let me know. All right. As you could probably tell, I had a ton of fun filming this video. I totally want to do a part 2, part 3 of this in the future. Let me know in the comments if you've tried any of these shades. If you have any other shades from the drugstore that fall under the category of alt beauty shades, like kind of fun, interesting shades, definitely let me know. I was sad I didn't really have any greens at all in this video. If you have any greens that you would recommend that are affordable, definitely let us know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you've tried any of these shades or which were your favorites. As always, I really hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.